All right, kicking off this session here, we got 3 tables open already on Pokerstars. We're going to be playing a little bit on GG2, which is going to get kind of annoying because I can't really tile table the tables. We had a guy ask what our graph looked like. I'll pull up the last 2 weeks here for you. Here you go. We are up roughly 4,500. That's not including any rake back. I think we have another 2,500 or so in rake back. So we're close to $7,000 so far in the last 2 weeks. And we are winning currently at 7.5 big blinds per 100, and we are not running good, believe it or not. Although the graph does kind of reflect the opposite of that. There have been multiple settle reset situations, so it's not going to show you the equities the way they're truly getting in or what the cooler spots are looking like, but yeah, pretty close. Open a table here on WSOP versus Invincible. He's a good player. Like, typically I didn't want to play against him, but I'm hoping if I sit, more guys will sit down. There's not many games going on right now for Sunday, which is surprising. I could 3-bet ace-10 here bottom right, but I'm just going to call here. These guys tend to make my life not so enjoyable out of position. Let's see here. I think once I get more tables on stars going, I'm going to close these WSOP or GG poker games because they're not. I'm going to blocker bet the Jack 7 over here. They're not the best games. We take that down. What do you have? Pocket sixes. Check. There we go. Limper here. I'll label this guy as a fish just because he's limping. Doesn't have a short stack quite yet, but that'll change, I'm sure. Start with a check. Kings open. I'm folding these threes here. Not a good flop. And a limp calling range, I mean, that pretty much, if a limp calling range had a picture beside what the cards were in the dictionary, that would be it right there. We got Jenny Tash. I thought I said Jenny Trash for a second over here with kings. I bet you were running into aces, which is hilarious. Feels like we're running into aces. Okay. Sure an ace is coming though, right? 83%. Ooh, okay, no kings. Just like a 3 of diamonds even. 3 of diamonds. All right, send that one. Small pot. But they all add up. They all add up. Okay, we'll add one more here. There we go. 6 tables. We got 3 on GG. We got 3 on stars. Okay, we'll run this video till 8 p.m. at 7:30 right now, so half an hour. And we'll try and talk through as many spots as we can. John Greenway, good player. I could 4-bet here. I could flat here. I am going to 4-bet. Probably fold to a shove if Greenway shoves. Which I'm not always doing, but he tends to get a little bit out of line against me in position with the 3-bets to start the sessions. And then as I 4-bet him a little bit, he starts to tighten up his 3-bet range and actually start to show up with it. So I may be more inclined to just call jacks there, maybe a little bit more in the future versus a 4-bet. Depends on the game flow and the frequency of what's been going on. I don't feel like I'm good here with ace-9. I'm actually going to fold. So the guys that I've labeled red, they're essentially not, they're really not bluffing. They're really just good value bettors, and they're good players. So when I have them labeled red, I'm going to be not looking them up as much with marginal holdings. I mean, the ace-9 there is right on the fringe. But I don't mind. I don't mind making a tight fold versus these guys because they're just under bluffing and they're just gonna have it way more. So I can exploit that by folding more against them and turning a bigger profit that way. And I was, see this right here, my prize $200. That was at 760 earlier today. I was leading the leaderboards, and it looks like a bunch of people have passed us. Let's see where we stand in those leaderboards, shall we? Uh-oh. My computer's freezing. Kings here versus 3 players. I'm just going to start with a small bet. Where'd that go? There it is. Oh, it doesn't seem to be loading here. Oh, here we go. I'll bring it back in a sec. 1 sec. Ace for the overcard, a 7 for the straight, and a spade for the nuts. Yes, sir, we will take it. Here's the leaderboard for GG. We are currently sitting in 7th place. Actually, we're not far behind first. So we can catch them there. If we're first, we get top 3, we get paid out these, which is not bad. GG has decent rake back on that in that sense. Bottom left, we check back our 8. We want to realize our equity in the hand and try to hit a spade, or 7's not going to do anything, but a spade. Question is, do we raise here? I think just first Balzer. I don't think he's going to be calling with much worse. So I think just call. He can also honestly have a full house as well, and I don't think he's calling with worse. So, I mean that that might have been calling, but yeah. I mean, again, versus these guys who are labeled red, I tend not to get too greedy. They're just like, case in point, like he had the nut 10 there, right? Like he's probably not very weak. A couple tables opening up on my other screen here that they're not very good, so I'm not going to join them. 9s I'm going to call versus the fish here. It's not a bad flop. Or maybe it is a bad flop. If he's got an overpair, that's a bad flop. Yeah, I think we can just let him have this here. I mean, even if he's got ace king, like he's got decent equity, but then he's still got all the overpairs, 10s through aces. So I think we can just lay this down. Gonna go for a check raise here versus Radman John. He checks back. Now we'll bet 3/4 pot on turn. Okay, we take that down. So yeah, back to this leaderboard here. So we're at 747, and if we hit, we probably have to finish the night at like 1500 to hold the first place spot. But yeah, we put in some decent volume earlier today. So Mallerby, another player who's just a super nit, but I'm gonna be getting ace king here in on the button versus big blind. He's gonna have queens, he's gonna have jacks, he's gonna have ace king himself. I'm not crazy about it. He is a super nit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just had aces here, which would suck, but I hope it's just queens. All right, at least we got flip spot. We'll run it twice if he wants to. Maybe we win both. Maybe we win both. An 8 for a chop. Okay. All right, heart. Okay, ace. Nice. 30 cards out there. We don't hit one ace or a king. Amazing, isn't it? That's the way we run versus these regulars, unfortunately. Never ends on GG. This, like, GG's, the way we run on GG is a whole different level. It's a whole different beast, man. I can't explain it, to be honest. It feels not real sometimes. I had a spot like that earlier today where I had ace king, the other guy had queens. We ran it 3 times, and I didn't hit one ace or king in 15 cards of the deck. I didn't hit one ace or king, if you could believe it. Only on GG. GG's great for rake back, by the way, and it's possible that you can hit a bad beat, but their service sucks. Like, honestly. There's so many little things that are annoying about it. The customer service is not the greatest. Their rake back, they say that they're giving you 60 or 70%, and then it's like a pro-rated rake back. It's like some days you make a lot. So it's like if you're losing, you make a little bit more rake back, whereas if you're winning, you don't make as much, and it's like essentially it's just like they got somebody on the other end of the on the other end just making sure that you're not making too much, right? Like they, no matter how much you play, like you'll cap out. It's very weird. Like you'll cap out at around $2,500 to $3,000 in rake back per week. And like no matter how much I play to try to beat that, it's just not possible. It's crazy. So they're obviously doing something on their end. But yeah, you have to imagine with the rakeback deals that they offer on here, like you're gonna get so many rakeback grinders that are just like literally playing to break even, and just collecting that rakeback at the end of the week. So they pay it out every week. So here we can check what my rakeback is. Rakeback rewards. Let's see. Here you go. So I have $480 coming back to me. I actually haven't played much on this site, so it's not bad. But yeah, still a lot of hands. Like I've put in a lot of hands for 480 bucks. Not as many as on Stars. So if you're playing every day on this site, probably by the end of the week, you're looking at, I don't know, if you're playing 4 to 6 hours, you're probably looking at about $1,000 a week in rakeback on this site, which is not bad. So if you're break even, you're making $4,000 a month in rakeback alone, and that's, you know, not including anything that you might win. It's not including bad beat potential, and it's not including leaderboards. So like for example, I have this 200 here coming to me. If I come first, I get 760. It's not including that either. An argument can be made for me to be bluffing here with the King 4 hearts top left, but I just think whatever he called me with on the flop gets there now on the river, and I think I'd just be betting right into a stone cold range. That might have folded. It's too bad, but I think there's going to be better spots for me to bluff there. Let's get some music going. Should be some music going up in here or what? Oh. Tempted to come in for an overbet here because I think he's gonna be calling with a lot of his middling pairs, at least one street. So I think I can get some of those to fold. We have 2 overs and a gutter. Why not? There you go. 1/3 this, top middle. Get some music going here. Check this back. Complete with Jack 10 top left. I don't know if I'm feeling this song right now. Let's change it up. Yeah. This one's catchy. John Greenway again with a 3-bet. Sorry, I'm going to turn this off for a sec. My wife is telling me that if I try to post this, it's going to get banned. Do you think we're still screwed, babe?
You might be that little small bit.
Oh, hello. Well, they'll just block out that little part. I don't know how YouTube works.
You might mute the whole video,
Oh no.
but it was probably less than 30 seconds. So, but yeah, you'll get a copyright infringement flag.
Shit. We'll put in a raise here. I'm gonna put in a raise that's big enough to make it look like a bluff, and big enough to make him just re-shove on me for protection in the event that he's got a strong ace. So, and if he does have like a flush draw or something, he's still gonna be calling. But we take that down. Pick up aces. And I'll be doing that as a bluff against him pretty often too, just given how often he's 3-betting me in position. So I'm not only doing that with my nutted hands. Like, I'm going to have air there sometimes too, or some kind of drawing hand like clubs, or I'll even sometimes do it with like a middle pair or a top pair weak kicker type thing, just to see where he's at, right? Like, because he's not always going to have an overpair if he's 3-betting me that often. So typically they let go in those spots. Top pair here, top middle. Hi, beautiful. Say goodnight to the mic. Say goodnight. No? Okay. My daughter doesn't want to speak. Queen Jack bottom right. We flop the super straight possibility. We'll bet 1/3 here. He's probably got a piece of that board, but I guess not, because he folds and we would have got there. Anyway, we time out Queen Jack. My bad. So I can't listen to any music, eh, babe? Shame. Sorry, guys. Maybe I can just sing for you guys. Trust me, you don't want that. I hope this whole video now doesn't end up getting blocked out sound-wise. That would suck. Ace King versus Balter under the gun. He's gonna have a pretty strong range here, but we're still 3-betting. Rather play heads up. I don't want to invite anybody else in. I mean, I could 3-bet smaller. I could 3-bet bigger. I actually mix it up. I do like 3 different sizing with my 3-bets. I'll go 7, and then I'll go mid, and then I'll go really big. Not crazy about that flop, to be honest, versus under the gun opening and then flatting range. He's gonna have jacks, he's gonna have 10s, he's gonna have 9s, and those are definitely not folding here. So we'll just check back, try to hit an ace or king, and I'll be folding to his turn bet here, which is guaranteed inbound. Oh, checks. So we are ahead of ace queen suited, I suppose. And I also suppose 9s or 10s would also check here. I mean, he could go for a blocker bet, but I could also be checking back some weaker jacks, I suppose, like king jack. And I think now if he's got 8s, he'll be betting. If he's got 9s, he'll be check calling. But it's looking like 9s if he checks. 9s or 10s. He's wondering what to do. And the bet makes me think he's got 2 8s. But we're not calling anyway, so we're gonna believe these guys more often than not. They're just not bluffing in these spots anywhere near often enough. Invincible. We're going to fold. We're not going to give Invincible any action. He's just such a nit. We're not giving him any action. I don't give a shit. 10-8, like, you know, you could peel on the button there if you want, technically. But versus a guy that is just so tight, forget. I don't want to give you any action. 0. Never give action to the nit. Punish them by giving them absence of you being in the hand. Just punish them by delivering them pure absence. Queen 3, Queen 5, open. Okay. These games suck right now, I'm not gonna lie. We do have this guy I've been trying to label as a fish for like 20 minutes now, and I just keep getting sidetracked. Like, we got one fish on this table, everyone else is pretty good. I don't know who this guy is. I haven't played against him, Benny, but I'm pretty sure he's good. He's got a bigger stack. I think I've seen him before, I just haven't really played against him. Buddha Belly, I think, is a good player too. This whole table sucks. Like, Invincible, Hennessy, WSOP, and this guy here, like, they're probably some of the tightest guys at these stakes. I do not want to be in hands versus them at all. Sharpie as well. See, they're all labeled red. And like we saw earlier versus Mal Herbie here, he had queens versus our ace king. So, you know, we're bang on with how these guys play. They're not putting their money in bad. really makes no sense to be investing in pots with them unless you have like a decent holding. All right, I'm gonna call threes on the button though versus Baltzer. Under the gun open. Now we're folding. Typically, I don't have a calling range. I'm three better folding. But versus these guys, like, I want to try and put in as little money as possible. Make a hand. And then pump it up if we need to. Not too many good spots so far. We got 15 minutes to go in this video, so hopefully something nice comes up. Interesting, fun, whatever. I don't know. We haven't really had some good pots, I think, other than the ace king versus the queens. And Benny's got a big stack down here too. Benny 1616. So I am gonna just go with my gut here and label this guy as a strong player until otherwise notified. We'll see what kind of hands he plays, I suppose. But it looks like he's making sound decisions and making some good money. Threes, no point in betting. I mean, I'm only really getting called by twos that are worse. Maybe some ace highs or like a hand like Jack 8 or Queen Jack or King Jack or two spades. Like, they all have decent equity against my hand too. And like, even if I bet here on the river, they're going to probably bluff me off, even if they miss. So, I don't know. Just try to get the showdown. Now the ace pretty much solidifies the fact that we're losing this hand in the bottom right. Again, another boring spot. Eights, ace, queen. Eights would have called a bet. King, queen would have called a bet. So we would have lost one. We saved money, basically. Ace 8, we're not going here as a bet and a 3-bet. This guy's tight as hell. We know that. Hi, how are you? You put the hat on? Cool. There you go. We got kids bouncing around too. For all you parents out there who are also grinders. I'm sure you know the deal. I'm gonna go for an overbet here. Try to a 10 or a 5. Maybe I can fold out an 8 if he's got one. And we probably have the best hand a lot of the time too with ace high. But he could have some better ace highs. And I don't know. I like combining my fold equity with a little bit of equity, and that's what I like to do. So we do what we want. We do what we want out here in the streets. Kings, bottom right. Give us action, please, but not from aces. Please let it be queens or something. And we're going to size down a little bit just first the under the gun. We want to invite a 4-bet in. Okay, he does call. I'm going to be putting out a 1/3 bet here. We're not going to be getting called by really anything when an ace is on board other than an ace himself. Yeah, that is ace queen. So a small bet gets through quite often. I'm going to size up here now. Try to get called by 10s, jacks, 9s, 10s, and jacks. Wow. I mean, it's just crazy because... and then he comes out for the lead. Oh, boy. It's one of those spots, you know, where you feel the card go wrong, and then the bet to combine with the feeling of the card going wrong is almost too much evidence that you're beat, right? But, like, there's 2 flush draws out here now. I still beat jacks. I still beat queens. He could have ace 10 of spades or something. He can still have all that. I don't want a 4 to peel off. I don't want a spade or a diamond to peel off. I don't want an ace to peel off. I'm still going to rip here, but, like, yeah, I feel like we're running in the 10s, which would suck. Okay, and he hasn't snap called, so thank the heavens. No. He does fold. I like it. I like it. Can't be afraid, right? Like, I mean, 10s are in his range, but it's just one holding that's in his range. He's going to have all the other stuff too, so. You know, an argument can be made for just calling and then maybe trying to let him bluff off river, but I don't know. That board was getting way too wet for me. I mean, I'm not crazy about playing it that way. With just one pair. Folding, folding, folding. So yeah, there haven't been that many spots, even though we're playing 6 tables. So somehow there haven't been that many spots that are interesting. But we're up a little bit here. We're up a little bit here. We're up a little bit here. So we're almost even. If you look at the hand that we lost with Ace King versus Queens, basically even. So we're up 50 bucks here. We're up 50 bucks here. We're up 10 bucks here, and we're up 67 bucks here. So yeah, it's about 200 bucks total. So it's just one of these break-even sessions so far. Hopefully we can break through. Versus 2 opponents here, I'm gonna one and done the 9s, but I'm gonna size down because I want to get if I do get called, I want to get called by like 7s or 8s or a pair of 6s, and I don't want to like solidify that I'm getting called by a king. Which if I size up, that's what it's doing. It's like saying when I do get called, it's like almost always a king. And the fact that both of them call pretty much shows that one of them's got a king, like King 10 or King Jack. That's undoubtedly in their range. I wouldn't be surprised if they both had a king. Invincible 3-bets again. I'm just folding, so screw him. I don't want to give him any action. We would have missed the flop anyway. 9. Jack on the river. I'm assuming somebody made 2 pair. Like honestly, maybe both of them made 2 pair here. I feel like one of them has King 10, and I feel like one of them has King Jack. This guy bets. This guy calls or raises. He might not raise because I can have Queen 9 and Ace Queen. We're definitely not calling, but yeah, not a good run out. Pick up jacks. Versus John Greenway. He's been 3-betting us a lot, so he may think that I'm 3-betting him light, which I'm not. So if it comes in for a 4-bet, just given the game flow and the frequency of which things have been happening, see, this is where things can change quite a bit. So if he comes in with a 4-bet here, I am going to get jacks in pre-flop. Typically, I wouldn't get jacks in pre-flop here versus a 4-bet. I would just flat. But yeah, like, see, we anticipated this 4-bet, right? So like he could still have aces, kings, queens. He could still have all that shit, but I think he's gonna be 4-betting me light because he knows that he's been 3-betting me light. He knows that I know that. And he knows that I do tend to 3-bet light sometimes myself. So he's going to be 4-betting lighter. So I feel like his range can consist of obviously all the ace-king combos that we're ahead of or flipping with. And then all the ace-queen combos would 4-bet me here too. And then 10s and 9s may even 4-bet me. So I'm just going to shove. And he doesn't snap call, which means we're bang on with our reads. What is he saying? What did he say there? Feel like I'm in a video. Oh, you are in a video. Oh, he did have queens. We hit the jack, but oh my god, we hit it twice and lost both. That's gross. Yes, John Greenway, you are in a video. That's hilarious. John Greenway is a good player. Very good player. So take my money, John Greenway. Take it. Nice hand. Hit a set on both boards and loses both? Question mark. Yeah, for real, right? That's the way I run, guys. That's the way I run. What do you want from me? Swear to God, one day when I stop running like this, I mean, we had the worst hand pre-flop, right? Like we're not making excuses. He had queens, we had jacks, we had no business winning, but you know, still, when I start running a little better, it's all over for you boys. You give me a good run, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Oh god, that was the biggest piss off ever when you're trying to type something and then like the other window pops up. I know you all know what I'm talking about. If you played online before and you try to type something and the window pops up and you're like, you think you're almost done your sentence, meanwhile you've typed it one word and you're super pissed. Check back, turn a flush draw. Yeah, I don't know. The jacks are weird here. Like, I guess if we call the 4-bet, could have ran a little bit. We would have flop top set, but it wouldn't have mattered because he would have got it in on the flop or turn anyway when he turns the flush. So 3-bet this. Raise this versus Marbury. I can't say this guy's name here. But I feel like the 1.6 here is a bet that's designed to try to induce a raise, like what I'm doing. So now I feel like I'm being had. We can still turn, or sorry, river a diamond. Or take it down. And we would have rivered a diamond. These guys, man, they always find the good fold when you would have when you don't have it and you would have got there, I find. Which is so nerve-wracking, but hey. That's this game. We got 4 minutes left and we'll wrap this video up. Again, if you guys like this, please like, comment, share, and please subscribe. Please subscribe. We're going to try and get to 1,000 subscribers. Maybe by the time I'm dead, we'll get there. So help me out. Help me out with that if you want. If not, that's cool too. Either way, I'll be here seeing flops. I don't think we're good here with ace-4. I think everything he calls with is going to consist of some type of a pair and like even better aces. So unless I'm turning this hand into a bluff, I'm just folding with the ace-4 diamonds. It's questionable 3-bet as well. Like I was distracted because I was talking and stuff. So that's probably not a 3-bet versus him. Like, I don't know what his opening PFR is, but he seems like a really solid player. So, jacks. And we'll start to get off these tables here now. We'll wrap this video up. Hopefully we get like one in the right direction. No, not even close. So, we're going to get no actions with our jacks. Call here one with the deuces. Try to hit a set. No dice. Check folding that. Like the games absolutely suck right now. That's another thing. Like when the games are this shit, just get off. Don't even play versus these guys. Look at this. The whole table's red. Red, 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 red. This guy's not red, but I'm pretty sure he's good. And he builds a shed. Not red, but he builds a shed. Got to be pretty good. Buddha belly seems good. Like this guy's got 200 bigs versus all these fucking nits. So, you know, I don't know. Why am I playing, right? So we'll get off these tables. We'll just close these actually here, and we'll do the final hand. Actually, we'll see what this hand is first. All right, we'll be playing that. Here, we'll just. My daughter's got to go to bed. Okay, ace queen just folds around us because everyone at that table is a super nit. And 4-bet inbound for the snap fold. There it is. Snap fold versus you, my boy. We would have missed that flop anyway. Last hand, last hand. All right, that's it. All right, guys. Take care. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you later.